It has begun. Ladies and gentlemen, my rating for Final Fantasy VIII. 7 sessions. Sessions, which actually broke the, Is it really 7 sessions? Sessions? Is that accurate? Sessions? Let me double check. Yeah. So we kind of broke away. So there's 2 now that have actually broken that trend. Which is funny because 9 put us right back on the trend. But I'm getting ahead of myself. 7 sessions. Cheats for expedience. Let's get into it. Do it. Story ended with a +11. The opening where this song plays that you're hearing right now, is awesome. And I really enjoy it. Alright. There's some good visual storytelling, good background lore, good story sequencing. Some good camera work, some good storyboarding, some good animations, and some good sprite work, especially in the Pixel Remaster, as well as some good brickwork, some good dude-edge usage, some good NPC chatter, 2 positives for gameplay story integration. Humor got a positive, music direction got a positive. All standard stuff. Now for the characters. Squall. I like him and his growth throughout the game. He is another on the list of his haters can kiss my... This character's haters can kiss my ass. Which, funny enough, actually has 3 swordsmen on it right now. Huh. Go figure. 2 of them FF swordsmen, no less. Doubly go figure. Quistis got 2 positives, because I actually kind of really like her growth throughout the game. Zell is maligned, and I really fucking hate the reason, because most of the reasons people state are the same reasons I can't stand Tidus in FF10. We'll get there. So, yeah, kind of makes the FF community hypocrites, in my opinion. So, there you go. I find Zell awesome, and he never comes across as whiny or arrogant to me, like Tidus does in spades. Good lord. I like Headmaster Sid. Simple as that. I feel he is a good mentor character. I gave Selphie 2 positives. She's funny, charming, and honestly always manages to put a smile on my face. Some stupid crap in a particular bit of stupid crap in Disc 2 notwithstanding, but that's beside the point. So 2 positives for Selphie. Renoa is a triple positive to me. She is one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and she is my favorite character here in FF8, no question. She's funny, charming, and I honestly love her attitude. So, triple positive. I'm not going to sit here and hide, damn it. Also, I gave the romance between her and Squall a triple positive. Because honestly, my big problem with Locke and Celeste was the whole thing of their banning after 5 scenes. I feel like there was more of a gradual progression of the romance in FF8. With FF6, I just kind of felt like... I just kind of felt like you had to go digging for way too much of the growth, of the romantic growth, you know? So, now, don't misunderstand me. That one, Locke and Celeste are fine as a couple, but you just had to, it was just a bit drowned out as you had to go digging for their romance. And I feel like the development is natural throughout the entire game for me. You know? I gave Laguna a plus. He is a fan favorite, and I can easily see why. He isn't my favorite, but he is still a good character. Martine may not be much, but honestly, I still kind of like him. Then there's the landing scene. AKA the scene that plays when the sun does. It's a great scene that really gives the game a proper military feeling, which is what they're going for. So cool. I also like the scene with the communication tower activating, as I feel it is well animated. And then there's the beach scene where Quistis uses the boat's turret to blast his XATM-092, the big spider mech boss, us apart. So. And it was also the moment I knew I was going to like this game, so. The dance between Squall and Renoa is awesome. Squall being awkward, Renoa practically teaching him while they dance. Hence the smile on Squall's face when he gets it. All awesome. Awesome. I don't care if I stand alone. Triple positive. Zell's mistake when confronting Zypher when he's holding Delling hostage at the TV station is a good scene and subtly shows that Zell understands he fucked up hard. Also what puts Zell above Tidus, by the way, because Zell fucks up and acknowledges it. Tidus fucks up and says, fuck it, I'll just rewrite the story, because this is my story. No, it fucking isn't. It's Yuna's story, you fucking asshole. But we'll talk about that in 10. The whole confrontation with Edea at the end of Disc 1 is just awesome, well animated, and leaves Disc 1 on a pretty effective cliffhanger that led to a really stupid fucking theory. FF8 has a lot of that, I find. Two positives for the concert. That was good stuff. Squall and Renoa's heart-to-heart during the concert. That was a triple positive scene for me. Main reason I like their little heart-to-heart during the concert, it really shows why these two start gravitating towards each other, you know? Then there's the optional scene during the occupation of Balam in Zell's room, whom, as I feel it is a nice heartwarming scene, and I buy completely that Zell would be inspired by his grandfather, who was cool under pressure. It's a nice touch. The trivia garden section is wonderful. It is a humble moment, and I love it. It is quietly dark, but it also has a glimmer of light, which is great. The Battle of the Gardens is awesome and my favorite section of the story, even if it doesn't have my favorite scene, which is on Disc 3. It's epic, has great sense of tension and scope, and I absolutely love it. So, 2 positives there. Squall's introspection on his way to Esthar is honestly pretty cool and is a nice way to show his shell starting to shatter. The whole lunar base sequence is awesome in my opinion, and honestly a good way to inject sci-fi into your fantasy without making it dumb. Looking at you after years. The lunar cry is wonderfully haunting in its implications. And the Eyes on Me scene is my favorite scene in the whole game, hands down. Right up until the aftermath hits. It hits, but that's for the negatives, as it doesn't really detract from what is the most pivotal scene in Squall and Renoa's romance. So, triple positive there. I like the oath scene, which is where Squall makes the oath that is the dialogue that appears during the opening. So, Yeah, that was good. The whole backstory of what happens after the final Laguna segment, you can get Laguna to tell you in Esthar is great and shows off that Laguna is actually capable and cunning, and a capable and cunning man. So 2 positives there. Yeah, sure. So, I absolutely love the attack on Lunatic Pandora by the Ragnarok. I think it's just a really cool scene. I've always liked Fujin's speech to Zypher, as it really shows how hurt she is that Zypher has lost his way. The ending is honestly nice. Nice and heartwarming, and that flashback for Laguna is just wonderful. The camcorder footage during the credits is kind of fun and awesome, despite Irvine being, well, Irvine. And I do like the post-credit scene showing that Squall is fine. So, cool. Now let's get to the negatives. Story negatives now. There was a lot of them. As you saw, only plus 11 to story. Let's get into it. Zypher is not that good of a character. I get what they were going for with him, but it honestly doesn't work. Because he just comes across as an irredeemable asshole, and worse yet, he gets a happy ending. What? Ugh, whatever. The garden faculty pissed me off in every capacity, so they're a triple negative. God, I fucking hate them. I've always hated them. Irvine irritates me. He tries to act cool, but he's just a womanizing jackass and who does nothing but think with his dick. So, yeah, fuck him. The prison guard known as Mean Guy, yes, seriously, that's his name, is just a generic asshole prison guard, and while that usually wouldn't be enough for a negative on its own, he's over the top and frankly is just there for the sake of cliches. So, yeah, no. Negative. Look, writers, write your damn prison guards as human beings instead of assholes if you want me to fucking care, okay? Then there's Garden Master Norg, who is a triple negative. He is one of the absolute worst characters in the series for me. I have my issues with certain characters in the series, Hope and 13 coming to mind immediately, but the more I think about it, the more I hate Norg more. He's arrogant, he's an asshole, and is a villain for the sake of having a random boss fight. Because the developers couldn't think of a different boss for us to get Leviathan from. So, yeah, no. He harms the story way more than helps it, so triple negative. I don't like Zone. I think he's a dick. I think he's an asshole, and he thinks with his dick. So, screw him. Then there's the constant shitting on Zypher in the early parts of the game, which just feels wrong to me. It might be because of my anti-military mindset, and I absolutely own up to that, but it feels like so many of Zypher's superiors, when he's still a part of Balam, wanted him to join Galbadia. It's like, wow, what the fuck were you expecting with the way you treated him, you fucking idiots? It's because they're constant assholes to him, and they belittle him. I mean, even if they got a point, they could fucking say it softer than that, you know? If at least one other person paid attention to him other than Renoa, I truly think he could have been a great ally, you know? I don't like fake President Delling and his speech pattern. The lack of NPCs in towns makes the world feel empty. So, yeah, especially in Esthar. There's some annoying fake drama on Disc 1. There's contrivances everywhere, and that got 2 negatives. Then there's the problem with text appearing and disappearing. I usually call this dialogue pacing, as I feel like I honestly feel like it's kind of annoying, you know? So that got a negative. Makes it hard to follow the dialogue sometimes. Also, there's some screen darkening issues, though they only really happen during the ending. And I kind of have been started giving shit to games for that because of Fire Emblem Engage. So thanks, Engage, for that. So, here's another triple negative. The game suffers from a wolfism I like to call open your mouth and close your ass. This wolfism is when a narrative in this case, it's usually a character, will artificially withhold information vital to understanding the plot for no goddamn reason, and Final Fantasy VIII is guilty of this in spades. There's an exposition that really should have been given on Disc 2, but we wait until Disc 3 to hear it, and that's just garbage. First game that I've covered with this, and it's a triple negative in that regard. Would have been Tifa, but then I realized, no, there was a reason for Tifa keeping her mouth shut. I think she was wrong, but she had a good reason, so I can't really throw her under the bus in that regard, you know? I gave 2 negatives for the pacing. I really don't like the pacing of this story. I gave a negative for the torture sequence being a waste of time. The problem is that even ignoring the fact that torture is an ineffective method of getting info, it's too drawn out in my opinion. At least Metal Gear Solid's torture was a minigame, basically. This is just fucking boring. I mentioned it in the positives with Selfie, but yeah, Selfie joking about skinning the Moomba is fucking stupid and I hate it. It's completely out of character for her. Yes, even with her wanting to blast Delling with a rocket launcher. That, at the very least, as I say with this final bit in this negative here, blowing up a dictator is one thing, skinning an innocent creature is another. No, I don't buy that Selfie would actually skin a frickin' Moomba. No. Then there's the Balamb Garden Civil War, which is just fucking stupid. First, it's badly timed. The Garden Master has not been remotely hinted at unless you pull it technically and say that it's some optional dialogue about the pull out a seed from Dolet, however the hell you're supposed to say it, from Dolet, was because of money. And on top of that, the Garden Master faction is blatantly evil. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So, yeah. Triple negative there. The white seeds are wasted opportunity, and I really don't like that. So there's that. Then there's Mayor Doby being the worst pacifist I've seen in fiction. Yes, worse than Gohan. And this might seem petty, but honestly, this concept should have been expanded to add some world building. But it's more oh, wait. Oh, no, that's the seed thing. Sorry. No. So, yeah, the seed thing it should have been world building, but it was world destruction. Mayor Doby, on the other hand, is arrogant, thinks talking about will defeat blatant evil, and it is downright rude about it while thinking his way is the only way. So, yeah, triple negative. Oh boy, let's get into it. The basketball scene. You all know what scene I'm talking about when I talk about this. This is the flashback that reveals that the entire party, minus Renoa, grew up in an orphanage together. Including Zypher. Oh my god. Oh. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk about why this is where the narrative shits the bed. First, the premise of the entire party having grown up together, including Cypher, is a contrivance, and honestly, it is the worst in the whole game for me. Second, the focus starts on Renoa and then derails into Irvine explaining all of this, and it just doesn't work. And then third, and this is the worst part of all, the explanation. So why does the party forget all this? Because it's the cost of the GF, of course. A point that will never come up again, basically ever. And yeah, fuck this bullshit. Triple negative. Also, triple negative for the GF cost thing, because it's just fake drama. Literally just fake drama. Fuck that, all that garbage. Also, the lack of follow-up. Follow-up was another triple negative. I hated that scene enough for 9 negatives. I didn't think I'd get that mad at that scene, but I did. God. And then there's Disc 2 in general, which is just awful with this sequence of events. There really doesn't seem to be much flow between the events, and it affects the already awful pacing to the point where it just won't stop giving you whiplash. And since it makes getting to some of my favorite beats a slog, yeah, that's a triple negative. Then there's the scene with Adia at the beginning of Disc 3, which is kind of annoying for me, as the game is trying to have exposition, but it's jumbled with Squall being pissy about Renoa, and that just drags the scene down for me. Then there's the aftermath of the Eyes on Me scene, which is fucking stupid, as Squall hands Renoa over to be sealed, which on paper is already stupid, and causes character assassination on Squall. But then you realize is that Esthar has sound logic right up until you think about it for 5 fucking seconds and realize that it's going to do fuck all to stop Ultimecia. Adel! Hello? Are you all fucking morons all of a sudden? What the fuck? Triple negative for that garbage. What the fucking hell? Then there's Odin getting killed by Cypher, which is just no. And then there's the Succession scene, which cements the idea of Type 1 time travel, and I hate it. I'm sorry, I hate that scene. Screw it. It basically means Squall creates the whole idea of Seed, predestination paradox. God, I fucking hate it. Ugh. Moving on. Gameplay now. Which, yeah. Ended in the net negatives, sadly. Music, 2 positives, with special shoutouts to Premonition, Force Your Way, Ride On, and Eyes on Me. Eyes on Me is a good song, but I don't much care for it as much as, say, Melodies of Life. We'll get there. Built-in cheats are not the greatest, but are serviceable. I think the tutorials are informal. Should say informative. Let me quickly change that. They are also skippable. Triple Triad, fitting because that's the song that's playing here. Here, Shuffler Boogie. I like Triple Triad, and its haters can go away. Hey, I like scanning enemies and allies alike. I like the core combat. I like the enemy variety. I like the summoning animations. I particularly like Bahamut, Odin, and Eden's animations. There's some good quality of life on display. Junction switching is a great convenience feature. Save points are abundant, sometimes too much so. Oh, but nevertheless, it's better than there being. It's better that there are too many than not enough. So, good combat animations, too. Gameplay story integration positives. Good kit. Right, the junction system in general, I really like. Good quality of life features. When it's on point, the viscerality is really good. Ifrit works as a good warm-up boss fight. Biggs and Wedge followed by Elovert. It was honestly good as the first major boss fight. The Spider Mech was a surprisingly fun and boss fight with a fun gimmick. Diablos is a fun boss fight. Right? I also really like Diablos as a GF with his gravity-based summon. I really like the Timber Owl's train mission. I find it to be fun and well handled. Handled as the only real way to fail is to get greedy. Good stuff. I honestly like the fights against the Minotaur brothers. I really like the missile-based mission. That was fun, triple positive. Choosing the scores for the concert was a nice puzzle. The optional fight against Odin is fun, and depending on how fast you get to him, can be intense. Tommy King is fun and well worth the investment to fight him. The CC Club quest is honestly kind of fun, and since you can manipulate the rules, it means the difficulty is yours to control. 2 positives there. The Battle of the Gardens was also 2 positives. I really like that whole sequence. Cerberus was fun to fight. Right? The battle with Adia at the end of Disc 2 is honestly a good jump in difficulty, and it's kind of fun to boot. Most might not, but I like the fact that the Ragnarok is basically a puzzle dungeon with propagators that allows you to farm AP if you want. So, cool. I really like Ultimicia's Castle as a final dungeon. I actually like the gimmick of unlocking your abilities, as it gives you a sense of progression. So, there you go. The Servants of Ultimecia are fun to fight and are varied enough to not be boring. So yeah, the bosses within Ultimicia's Castle are what I'm talking about there. With particular shoutouts to Red Giant, who is scared of Diablos since he is gravity-based. Oh, and Tiamat for being a fun DPS race. I enjoyed the second round against Ultimecia, and the final round against Ultimecia. And I enjoy this game from the outro from a gameplay perspective. So there you go. Let's get into the negatives, though. So, the damage variance. It's too damn high. There are times where you will do double digits, is when you should be doing triple, and that is just damn annoying. I also don't like the spell effects this time around. And then there's the grind. Which, I mean, most spells are only worth a damn once you have 100 of them, so, ugh. Also, fuck the RNG on drawing. The game has there's a lack of info in game. Walkthroughitis is rampant in this game, so yeah, triple negative for the walkthroughitis. Audio spam in this version, as if you crank the cheats, you get draw spells. The audio spam is really bad if you crank the cheats for the draw spells. Ugh. Also, there's some audio issues at ×3 speed. The gameplay pacing is atrocious and filled with what the fuck do I do now moments. So yeah, full 3 negatives because I hated that. Power progression curve is just plain wrong to me. It's based on acquiring spells rather than leveling, and it's kind of lopsided in favor of having you grind either with drawing from monsters or through triple triad. Either way, you're grinding. So, yeah, which leads to the aforementioned grind. I also don't like the difficulty curve, as you are either too weak or you are crushing everything like a goddamn bug, which is just wrong. There are some visual distinction issues. The encounter rate is just too damn high. This is a double negative encounter rate. The Queen of Cards side quest. Ugh. I hate that side quest. Triple negative. Negative. It's all about losing cards to obtain other cards, and is tied to another side quest that is just a giant test of patience. And needing to know the right cards to lose, and which NPCs have the cards that unlock. So, triple negative there. Then there's the random rule, which is just awful. And the reason is that if you are either collecting all the cards or are stuck with one or more of the 10 cards to refine ones, this rule can and will fuck you over. So, yeah, triple negative. Garo is a bad boss fight straight up. You either slog through status effect fetish the boss, or you one-shot him with a Phoenix Down. The constant resetting of your junctions is annoying, especially in regards to the Laguna sections in Disc/Parts 1 and 2, as you have no say on which members participate in the Laguna Dreams. The sewer section, thinking about it, is not very good. It's a maze with a lot of samey design, and it's as hard to navigate it as people falsely accuse Xenogears' sewer section of being. And yeah, I will say it that way. Xenogears is not hard to navigate its sewer section. This is more hard to navigate. The prison is also annoying to navigate as well. The fight with the paratrooper minigame is kind of awful, as it can glitch, and is overly difficult, as you are forced to take damage right at the start, with no way to avoid it. So, triple negative. Then there's the hunt for the White Seed ship, which is just awful. You were given zero direction on where the fuck it is. It's tucked away in a small corner, and is boring to try and find. Also, you need to complete a Laguna section by going and visiting Renoa in the infirmary if you even want to start finding it. Ugh. Angel Wing is easily the worst limit break in the game. What it does is it removes control of Renoa from you and casts random magic for the rest of the battle. Yeah, I gave limit breaks from Red 13 and Vincent and FF7 shit for this, and yeah, same goes here. The space sections are also not fun, as the controls feel janky to me. The game has a nasty soft locking problem. It's way too easy to soft lock yourself in regards to the chocobos, and that's just awful. Triple negative for that. The Deep Sea Research Facility is obnoxious with its ink nun ignoring bullcrap with the light. The Steam puzzle was a double negative for going deeper in. I really don't like fighting Ultima Weapon. I feel he is a cheap douchebag. Heck, guaranteed attack that's guaranteed to do quad 9 damage, which means a party member instantly gets killed instantly. And he also likes to spam it, by the way. And pretty much requires cheesing it with invincibility, which is just bullshit. So, triple negative there. Adel is a boss fight with a protect clause, is as if Renoa dies, it's game over. Admittedly, it helps that this is right after Disc 4 starts, but it's still bullcrap. Gilgamesh is my pick for the worst summon in the game. Not just in this game. It's for not only the worst summon in the game, but the series. Okay, there we go. As he has a 1 in 4 chance to do no damage, and on bosses, he has a 2 out of 4 chance of doing fuck all. Also, his appearance is random like Odin, and it interrupts the flow, earning him 3 negatives. Sorry, Gilgamesh, you are not an enhancement to my enjoyment here. Then there's Ultimecia round 1, and which is annoying as she selects party members at random to fight you, which is bullcrap. Also, Griever is frankly annoying, with his stealing your magic, and then his Shockwave Pulsar is frankly an annoying stat check. So, there you go. We'll end with this, sure, why not? But yeah, that is that. Wait, what? Oh, it did end at positive. It was a +2 to gameplay. My bad. How did I not do that? How did I do that? How did I remember the story? Whatever. Point is, that is my review of Final Fantasy VIII. It's okay, but it's not one I'm going to be coming back to, you know? Final Fantasy VIII is one of those... It is one of those games where I understand what they were going for, and I even kind of applaud what they were going for, but I just think FF8 was kind of a failed experiment, and is kind of like the poster child of why I wish the Final Fantasy series would stop trying to reinvent itself all the fucking time. It's one of the reasons why I kind of look at some of the Japanese developers saying, turn-based RPGs are dying! And I just want to fucking punch them in the... I just want to fucking punch them in the gut and then kick them in the balls. Because, like, fucking seriously. Seriously, how fucking stupid do you have to be? Thankfully, companies like Atlas appear to have not subscribed to that stupidity. But at the same time, all I can do is just shrug. That's Final Fantasy VIII for you. A game that I enjoy for the most part. I enjoy it when it's there, but at the same time, all I can do is shrug. I hope you have enjoyed my thoughts. I'm just going to go ahead and prep for the next rating video that I have to do, which is Final Fantasy IX. That'll be interesting. Especially considering that one surprised me, but I'll talk about that a bit more next time. So until then, this is Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers, signing out. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts, and I'll see you around. As the Final Fantasy Marathon, and as my Final Fantasy Marathon continues.